Hello, I'm Derek Moretti, and welcome to the channel where we're not afraid to be silly about serious stuff. Here I'll cover one of the most important subjects to protect ourselves from physical harm, the element of surprise. Right now it's March of 2021, and so far on this channel I've covered mostly self-protection subjects and finished a digital course that will be available very soon. I felt I had to start off this way because there's still a lot of misleading information out there, and in today's age of exposing nonsense, it elementally surprises me. Anyway, now I feel like I can include the vast world of enjoying the martial arts for its millions of lessons that aren't just based on dealing with crime and such. I mean, there's only so much we can do against real violence like bombs, bullets, blades, blunt objects, multiple attackers, ambushes, deception, bad luck, threatened animals, and so forth. The arts are so good for us, no matter what shape we're in, handicaps we may have, the challenges that are in the decks of cards that each of us have been dealt. I'm really looking forward to sharing what I've been lucky enough to experience for the last 38 years of training. Besides, I hate violence with a passion and everything that comes with it, including things like borders for countries. I really wish the only border was the lower atmosphere, where breathing and UV rays would be the issues. That's why I use the term power players instead of world leaders. Anyway, moving on, the element of surprise. There are so many examples of this everywhere. Look at war strategies such as bombing raids and how they're sneakily planned, ambushes, sniper tactics, the use of light and dark, camouflage, and so on. We've come a long way from massive troops marching toward each other and meeting each other head on. Still makes for great movie scenes though. In the civilian world, we see things like drive-bys, stick-ups, home invasions, sucker punches, rapes by use of persuasion, guilt trips, and intoxication. Plus people get jumped. It's crazy, but we can learn from this insanity. Here are some ways that we can protect ourselves from some of this evilness and take the element of surprise away from bad people and use it if we had to. One is to understand what is called the triangle of victimization. It's taught by those awesome brothers, Huron and Henner Gracie. It helps so that we don't have to live in a state of paranoia all the time and know when to put our radar on alert. Besides teaching us not to go to stupid places with stupid people at stupid times, it allows us to make it more difficult to become a victim of violence by easily checking 3 boxes if we don't feel like living in a vault away from everybody and everything. Those 3 boxes are the possible victim, who is you or you and who you're with. The second one is a possible assailant, or ASS for short. And the third one is the possibility of an opportunity for a crime to be committed, especially for them to get away with it. If all 3 boxes are checked or present, our radar is turned on and consideration is taken to remove one or more of those checks. Sometimes just our radar on light mode is enough. Sometimes we have to crank it up to more intense levels. Sometimes drastic measures may be required, like getting out of Dodge right now and with your sidearm within a millimeter of a draw. If all 3 boxes aren't checked, we can relax and enjoy ourselves and our company and reanalyze as needed. For more details, those brothers have a ton of material out there on this, and they can get as deep as you'd like to get. If you have kids or daughters that are heading toward life away from home, it is irresponsible for you not to give them this education. Another way to help is to understand that our reflexes are sadly unimpressive as humans, and to learn how our bodies work in conflict takes education. We play fight so infrequently due to many reasons, like parents keeping their kids from roughhousing. It's understandable that no one wants their short ones to get hurt by accident, or it's understandable that emotions can get out of hand. I mean, look at how many adults walk around with rice paper thin walls of self-image and get butthurt at the smallest things. I know it's hard to believe, but there are even people who won't be seen in public without makeup on. There are people that will cry when a jerk says something rude to them. And get this, there are people that get upset when other people don't have the same belief system or values that they do. I'm not joking. Now, there are plenty of examples of how play fighting is doable. Look at padded sparring and grappling without strikes in martial arts schools and competitions all over the globe. Even MMA has a ton of rules, surrounds practitioners in padding, and has refs and coaches nearby to reinforce safety. Look at firearm training and competitions like the USPSA, the IDPA. You've probably even seen those celebrity videos at that Terran Tactical Training Center in California. None of these things would be that popular if they weren't so safety focused. Whether people want to believe it or not, roughhousing is essential, and there's plenty of science and whatnot backing that up. And it goes way beyond self-defense. Also, if we don't have consideration and can't start out lightly and gradually build intensity as skills build, challenge our partners at times, let them dominate at times, play fighting will build these important social skills. And why do you think people claim they gain confidence from training in the martial arts with good instructors? It's not because of the outfits we wear make us look sexy. Nope. Now, kids don't need super intense training. They need desensitization, struggles to work through, the confidence from dealing with ups and downs. They can't physically handle adults, but they can learn a ton of ways to make themselves too much of a pain in the ass for most criminals to want to deal with. And they have a good chance of not turning into those wimpy adults I mentioned. One of the reasons I'm such a fan of jiu-jitsu for all ages is because it uses the element of surprise so well. The idea of learning that the body can only move in certain ways when trapped in a spider web can allow us to be steps ahead. They will be surprised when they move right into the real trap of being put to sleep or broken to the point where they can't continue to be a threat. Not to mention that they can drown, meaning they can't breathe and become too weak to cause harm anymore. I cover all that in my course though. There are more ways to use the element of surprise, of course, but I'll finish with a recommendation. And that's to check out the channel Active Self-Protection here on YouTube. It's incredible at giving reality checks about how things actually go down in the world of violent encounters. You'll see real scenarios because it's all stuff caught on camera from around the world and delivers great lessons about each situation. For any of you in law enforcement, this channel is absolute gold. All right. I hope this video stimulated some brain cells, and I apologize for checking my notes so much. I tried to memorize it all, but it was taking forever. So I'll see you in the next one.